And probably from The Secret about the law of attraction, which is a universal law. And my purpose is to reveal the hidden potential that's already within you and guide you to your truest desires. So I work with individuals, entrepreneurs, business owners, businesses. Basically, you see that goal. It's all about believing in the unseen, believing that goal is there for you, and believing in yourself. And I guide you to that milestone. And I have great pleasure doing that. And so yeah, let's dive in, and really tap in with what I have in store for you today. And wow, got some more people coming in. I'll just let you in as we're going. And let's see. Hello, Kim. Hello, Grace. Glad to see you. Joyce. Yeah, feel free to share your screens. Don't worry, I won't bite. I'm a really nice guy. I'm probably still full from Thanksgiving. So, let's see here. And let's shift things a little bit. What are some of your goals that you would like to achieve for 2026? Put that in the chat. Let's go there, okay? So let me see the chat. I don't know why it's not open. We have Florida here as well. Awesome. Awesome. We have a global call. Awesome. So let me share my screen and tap right in. Replace my roofing. Great, Mario. I know it very dearly. It's funny you bring that up. I'm getting my roof redone very soon. So I know how expensive that can be. Thank goodness for insurance. Strategic in my career. I like that. I like that. Allow myself to be the person who keeps a promise to. Oh, I love that. Very powerful. Very powerful. So let me share my screen here. There we go. Awesome. Keep them going. And you know what's interesting about goals? Sometimes we let our limiting self hold us back from sharing it, even imagining it. And we'll get into that, okay? So where is there we go. Okay, so all of you should see my screen. Give me a thumbs up or something. Let me know if you can see my screen. Thank you. Katricia, am I pronouncing your name? Good. Mario, awesome. Everybody can see my screen? Great. Thanks, Grace. And speaking of screens, feel free to share your screen with me so we can see each other. If you're in a safe place, always love to connect with you. Thank you, Joyce. Good to see you. Great to have you. Awesome. And don't hide. How we do one thing is how we do everything. Trust me, I know. All right. So, it's my year, it's my life. This is the free online event. And if you have any insight or anything as I speak, feel free to put that in the chat. Because I like to interact with you, not just present, I can present all day, but it's important that I leave a value for you and a big impact and you take something home, right? So, to keep my life positive and happy, yes. Do I look happy right now? Yeah, that is the key. That's called the law of vibration. It's your attitude. And it's what you're thinking shapes your vibrational state. And I get right into that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So again, congratulate yourself for being here. And just taking a small step, towards a better life. That's what this is all about. And like I mentioned earlier, if I didn't, I'm a founder of my company, Believe in the Unseen Consulting. And it's all about believing what's not here yet in the physical, but what you see for yourself and where you're going. Right? So very important to have a goal and also to see the vision of where you're going. Speaking of vision, wow, I wanted to start it off just like this. What do you want? What do you really want? What do you really want? You want more money in your life? Money, it's very interesting. There's limiting beliefs about money. But it allows you to be more, do more, have more, and even express things that you want to do, right? And leave a bigger impact. Money is very interesting because it shapes pretty much all these things here. It impacts it in some type of way. You want more money, monthly, annually, it doesn't matter. You want an extra 5,000 a month, extra 10,000, 20,000, 100,000. It doesn't really matter what your goal is, but a lot of people desire more money, which is understandable, and feel uncomfortable talking about it, which is interesting. That's the irony of it. So I like that, Lisa. I'm grateful for my employment, but I want to be in a place where I generate income doing what I love and not having 8 bosses. Wow, 8 bosses. Okay, I love it. I love it. Doing what you love. I remember Sandy saying, if you're doing something that you don't enjoy, do yourself a favor and walk away from it. Such a powerful statement. And it scared me. It really scared me. Because I was like, I'm so used to a traditional job. That's been the majority of my life. I didn't mention that, but, to step into entrepreneurship and also running my own business professionally, it was a big leap for me. It really was. And I had to walk away from something that wasn't fulfilling me. So, you want a nice house like this, or even better, right? Is that something you really want? I remember when we purchased, I'm in the office that I imagined, right? Do you want a nice car? It doesn't have to be a luxury sports car like this one. Maybe you want just a new car to get you around. Maybe you want success in your business, right? Maybe you're running your own business. Maybe you want more time with your family, right? Where you're not stressed and worried, and you can just go out and go anywhere. You know what we're doing tomorrow? We're going to see something called zoo lights, where they light up all these Christmas lights in the zoo, and they light up the whole zoo. I remember when I didn't have time, I was too tired to do that, and I get to do it now with my little one. So that's in the Maryland area, DMV. So, or do you want to be a speaker? Maybe you want to impact a lot of people, right? And motivate a lot of people, give them direction, So even if your goal isn't on this screen, you got to really go in your mind's eye and your imagination and ask yourself, what do I really, really want, right? And you can write it down right now on this call. What do I want? Because you're in a different vibrational state, right? So, and you can put it right at the top of your paper. So let's use your imagination, right? Let's use your imagination and ask yourself, what do I really want for 2026? The year, it's a few days left in this year. I can't believe it. This year went by too fast, right? So what is your goal? So a few questions to ask yourself when determining your goal, all right? Here's a few questions that will help you kind of clarify, right? Is my goal making me energized and excited? All right? That's a big question. And, Mario knows that question very deeply. Is it making me excited? Do my goals belong to me or someone else? This is huge, because you know what? A lot of times we live our lives for other people, even for family. Choosing our own goals for other people to fit into their mindset of who they think you should be. Anybody can relate to that? Yeah, I've been there. So, have I ever written down my goals? That's huge. A lot of people have goals, but guess where they stay? Anybody know where they stay? That's right, in their head. And what happens when we keep things in our head? We forget them, don't we? And then we let them go. I laugh because that was me. I had so many goals in my head, and then I forgot what I was doing. So what do I really, really want more than anything? So I really want to put some quick stats here. Let's just have a look at life in general. This is very powerful, okay? This is the typical journey to look back on, all right? So the average human lifetime or life expectancy varies by region, of course, and other billion factors, but worldwide, it's roughly 72 years and a little higher in the US. So this is an average, right? 18 years of that time, most people go through school. So they're learning and discovering basically ourselves until college, right? So really think about this. College is typically 4 to 6 years if you go to college after traditional school in the U.S. So about 24 years of our lives happen to be during our education period. So I know it's a lot of numbers, but subtract 72, which is the average from 24, approximately 48 years of our life is outside of school. So we have this window of 48 years, right? This is so important. I was like, I really want to share this with them. So within that 48 years outside of school, typically only 37% of professionals have a mentor. And 89% of them that were surveyed, like entrepreneurs and professionals, they wish they had a mentor, which is very interesting, right? So it makes you ask, why do we have this discrepancy between wishing and not pursuing mentorship in our years outside of school? It's because of limiting beliefs and mental conditioning that stop most people from moving forward or taking action towards their true goals. Okay? So where does limiting beliefs come from? Anybody know where that comes from? Why do we doubt ourselves? And why do we not have a clear vision of what we want to create, right? Towards our goals, towards the being we wish, or our desire. So there are three main types of goals, all right? This is really important, very simple, okay? And this actually will follow you throughout your life if you look at it like this. And I'm welcoming some more people in, so welcome. Welcome to the, hey Heather, glad you're here. Emuni, Kim, awesome. Thank you for being here. And congratulate yourself. You could be anywhere, but you're showing up for yourself today. Okay, so there's three types of goals, three main types of goals. There you go. That's right. Family and upbringing. Yeah, upbringing messages, right. Be quiet. Ooh, be quiet. The adults are talking. Get your head out of the clouds. Wow, get your head out of the clouds. What does that mean? Stop using your imagination, right? Yeah, your environment. That's right. Societal norms. Yeah, your environment shapes who you think you believe yourself to be. I never knew this stuff. And I was looking at my environment, how I grew up, where I grew up, what I saw around me. I just saw my parents work like crazy. They had multiple jobs. One comes home, the other one leaves. That's all I do is work hard. But I didn't know I had these abilities. So let's get into it. There are three types of goals, right? There's A-type goals. Definitely take notes here. Basically, these are goals that you know how to do. Everyone here is on Zoom. You know how to register for a call, and you know how to show up, right? You know how to turn your camera on. Most of you have your camera on. You know how to talk, right? So you don't have to learn how to talk, right? You don't know how to learn how to get on Zoom. You don't know how to learn to put your... I remember when I didn't know how to put my camera on when I got a fancier camera. That was different. But the point is, these are things you already know how to do. Tie your shoe, brush your hair, brush your teeth, right? Why would you do something you know how to do over and over again, right? And people set these type of goals. So they're B-type goals, all right? These are goals you think you can do. Thinking is based on what? Logic, intellectual logic, right? Education, actually, as well. So basically with B-type goals, you come up with an absolute plan. Right? You're thinking logically, okay, if I have all these things in line, then I think I can do this, right? And that's based on limiting understanding. And what's interesting, there's no inspiration truly in a B-type goal. And this is why most people set New Year's resolutions and they don't happen. There's actually a holiday, I forgot, I think it's the second week in January where most resolutions stop. I think over 80%. So it's because of this. They're B-type goals. And there's no true inspiration in it, right? And also there's paradigms as well. So yes, that's right. I wouldn't say all resolutions, but majority of them do, right? And I see it over and over, including in myself. I had some resolutions and I didn't understand why I could not progress through them. So all that's up here is possible, right? All that is possible up here never receives serious consideration, right? Anything beyond a B-type goal. And why do you believe that to be true, right? Why? Because of paradigms, okay? This word is very interesting. I heard of it, but I didn't know it until, I started personal growth professionally and helping people with it. So what is a paradigm? What in the world is a paradigm? Good, vision boards are awesome. Great job. So what is a paradigm, right? A paradigm, here we go. A paradigm is a multitude of habits. A habit is an idea that is fixed in a person's subconscious mind that causes a person to do something without any conscious thought. So a paradigm is what causes our habitual behavior. And even a big part of a paradigm is our self-image. It's how we see ourselves. Are we worthy, unworthy? Am I enough? It's your identity tied into that as well, right? Your identity you believe yourself to be. So a paradigm, everyone has them. The wealthiest person to the poorest person, whatever way you want to look at it, have paradigms. It shapes everything. And a habit, it's interesting, it's an idea. It's an idea that's fixed in your subconscious. You don't even know it's there, right? Until you're able to mentorship help reveal my paradigms. And it's hard to see the picture when you're in it, right? You're on the wall and this is all you believe it to be. Kind of like when they thought the world was flat, right? They just thought the world was flat, right? That's a debatable subject. But the point is, you had to kind of step out of that to see it from a different perspective. So paradigm is huge. So at times we do things we do not want to do, get results we do not want, but we do it anyway. This is because of the paradigm in the subconscious mind that controls our actions and our behaviors. It not only controls our actions and behaviors, it controls our thinking. How we've been thinking over and over since birth, all the way up until today, right? So grace, this is very important, right? So these are common paradigms, Kim. I'm not good enough. Or unworthiness. Oh, I thought this. I thought this about myself for a long time, that I wasn't good enough. I'm more than worthy. I'm more than good. And I had to rewire these beliefs. I had to overwrite them. So here's some more. I can't afford it. That's a big one. That justifies your limiting self. And you're allowing the outside to shape the inside. Your current circumstance to dictate what you can do. I can get so deep about that one. I might succeed. What is might? That's doubt. Doubt and worry comes from a limited lack mindset, right? That's fear. And I can go on, but that connects with the law of polarity, where there's hot, cold, left, right, fear and faith. They both demand us to believe what? In something we can't see. So choose faith, trust me. Choose faith over fear. Fear holds you back and it limits you. So, I might succeed. It's not my fault. That's an easy one. Everyone likes that one because they can easily put blame outside of themselves, right? My best days are behind me. There it is. That's no growth at all, right? I don't have time. That's an illusion. That's an easy one too. I don't have the time. I'm too busy. That's your limiting self speaking. It tries to stop you from going wherever you've been, right, to something different, right? So that one is tricky because you have time. It's what are you making time for? Your future or to justify where you are? And my clients know this because you have to kind of face that limiting self, right? Because you have to be a little bit vulnerable. So I'm past that point in my life. These are ones I actually hear. So you're just going to accept where you are, right? This is so Powerful. I don't know what I want. That's a good one because it reveals oneself. So you're honest, right? If you don't know what you want, that's fine. But you're gaining more clarity, right? Order of the mind, right? You want a clear, calm mind where you're able to see where you're going and what you want. Okay? And I don't see myself. Ooh, I put some good ones in here. That one's interesting too. I don't see myself with that income, with that thing, right? It's okay. One of my clients is on the line and we do visualization together. We see ourselves. And I can get really in depth about that. And how could I do that? How? I see it, Lisa. My phone screen time recap. Wait, see. Yeah. So how can I do that? How can I see myself? Right? That's interesting because our self-image tries to stop us from seeing ourselves with a greater good. Our own self-image, and that's part of your paradigm. You can never outperform your self-image. Really think about that. If you can't see yourself, it's because your imagination, it's like a muscle. It hasn't been used in a while. And if you're not using it, it actually becomes dormant, like atrophy, like it's weak. So guess what I do? I help people use their imagination again and really feel that version of themselves. Very important. So that's a couple of them. Those are common paradigms. Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah? Good. So, who would like to volunteer? Who would like to volunteer? Katricia, awesome. I saw her hand go up first. You know what? Let's do both of you. Here you go. Let's see if I can ask you to unmute. And since you both put your hands up immediately, welcome to today's event. Good to see you. Oh, let me change the settings so you can unmute. There you go. You can unmute now. No. Lisa?
I think I'm unmuted.
There we go. I can hear you, Lisa.
Yeah.
And I'll let Katricia work on the audio there.
I can hear Katricia.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, let me try something.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Okay, so both of you can answer this. Feel free to jump in. And thank you for volunteering. This is easy exercise. This is nothing challenging. And Lisa, I'm sure she might know where I'm going with this, so it'll be interesting to hear your answer. Don't spoil it. But what does your refrigerator look like?
Black, noisy.
Okay, so the outside is black and your refrigerator is noisy. What kind of noise does your refrigerator make?
It's just this annoying popping sound every once in a while that scares my cat. I guess that doesn't really answer the question of what does it look like.
No, I just wanted to hear how you describe. Yeah. Awesome. Katricia, what does yours look like?
My refrigerator is black. It has the upper part, which is the freezer. I'm sorry, the upper tall part is the refrigerator. The bottom part is the freezer. I have magnets on the outside from where I travel to and different things like that, different positive messages. The inside of my refrigerator, I have multiple rows, I guess, or multiple layers. It's not organized right now. I've been going out to eat. It's a normal refrigerator. It's cold in there, and there's light when you open it up, and that's how I would describe it.
I love it. I love it. That was very descriptive. Yeah, that was awesome. What color are the shelves in there? Are they clear or they're like a solid color?
They're clear, and the end of it, they're white. So it's a clear glass, like plate slid in, and the end of it is a white, thicker plastic part on it.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So let's switch gears. What does your mailbox look like?
Mine is, I live in an apartment complex, so mine is just a little box with a keyhole in a row of other mailboxes. It's like a gold color.
Okay. Golden mailbox. All right. Gotcha.
My mailbox is attached to my house. It is not a square, but kind of like a elongated type of square. It has a keyhole at the top of it, but I don't have the key. I don't use it. And it's usually open because the mailman will not close it. And that's just, it's attached to my house, my brick house.
Okay. All right. Very descriptive. Give him a round of applause for volunteering. That was awesome. You know, I got to give you, some celebratory vibes there. And so let me ask you both. Lisa, you might know this, but what does your mind look like?
No idea. Probably, if I could describe it, it would probably be like crazy.
Mm.
My mind, I would say, is what I feed into it. It's different on different days. And it's so funny you asked this because I'm really big on mindset, which is what drew me to this session this morning. I'm realizing that I have to continue to challenge myself and to put the right things in it. And I wrote it down what you said, and it's because I had a mentor conversation that kind of blew me away. So it's different on different days. It's based on what I feed it. That's what my mind looks like.
Two amazing answers. Again, round of applause for both of you, Katricia and Lisa. Great. I love it. Thank you for volunteering. I really appreciate it. Awesome. You did an amazing job. And you know what's interesting? This is a great segue into what the mind looks like, right? And I see Lisa kind of has a cheat sheet behind her, right on her bookcase there. So we, as human beings, we think in images, right? So we think in images. So thank you for volunteering, and just showing up for yourself today. So here's a picture of your mind to give you an idea of basically what's going on. This is called the stick person, also known as the secret genie. And there it is. Oh, I should have did my sound effects. Oh well. Now this is the stick person, right? And this really helped me see myself as well, and helped me really understand myself. And I have, it's on my dining room table. At least you forgot about that, huh? Don't forget about this. This tells you everything about yourself and everyone. So this is the stick person, right? So at the top here, we're going to focus on two main parts. That's your conscious mind, right? That's where all your education goes. Like you see all the books behind me. A couple of them I read so many times because I want more knowledge. But this is where all that knowledge goes, all that education, all your certifications, school, all this stuff, right? That's your thinking mind, okay? And underneath that is your subconscious mind, all right? That's your feeling mind, also known as your emotional mind. That's your feelings. Down here at the bottom is your body, right? So we all have physical bodies, we have hands. I see your hand, Joyce. And we have, bodies, right? So this is really interesting when you think about it, right? So like I said, the conscious mind is a thinking mind. And it's funny, I just showed my daughter an illustration of big mind and small mind. I can get deeper about the mind. But basically, this is where dreams are built. Remember the first slide? Well, second slide. I showed you images of where you want to go for 2026, what you want to create, right? That stimulated thoughts in your mind. This is where all your dreams are built. This is why you have to get kind of clear on what you want in your life. And everything's created twice. Once in the unseen and then in the seen. Once in the imagination. That's where it has to start. Look around you. The things we take for granted. The toothbrush, that was an idea. Right? Bookshelves, couches, even the chair was an idea. However, effect it had. So think about that, right? And here's your feeling mind. This is where all your emotions are. I share a wonderful story. I love sharing this. Third grade, I remember writing a song called Feelings, and I didn't know how powerful it was. Feelings are everything. It tells you so much about your mental state. And feelings always follow your thinking, your thoughts. And guess what feeling is? It's your conscious awareness of the vibration that you're in. Your body vibrates at a molecular level. So anytime I present this material, I'm super excited because I get to help somebody, right? So Grace, you know all about the importance of vibration. And a lot of, anybody here a fan of law of attraction? Anybody? Lisa? A little bit? Yeah. If you are a fan of law of attraction, put that in chat. Now, guess what? Law of attraction is a secondary law. A primary law is a law of vibration. Your feelings. So, if you're not feeling well, I get emails, oh, I wasn't feeling well, I can't make it, Jamel. Feeling basically dictates what you're thinking. It'll always be that way. You know, like it's your birthday and you're super excited. Oh, it's my birthday. I'm going to have the best day ever. You're in a different vibration. It's the holidays. I'm getting to see family and they're going to open gifts. You're in a different vibration. This is so key to understand. Okay? And there's your body. So let's get back to goals. A-type goals are basically you know how to do it. There's no growth in A-type goals, right? B-type goals, you think you can do it. There's no true inspiration. A lot of people stay between those two. And guess what we're going to do? C-type goals. This is what you're focusing on, what you really want in your imagination. Be bold. Be vulnerable. Go there in your imagination what you want. Don't let current circumstances or situations dictate ever what you're going to choose for yourself. Ever. Because when we do that, we're limiting ourselves. Okay? So you don't have to know how. That's your conscious mind. That's your limiting beliefs. That's your paradigm. Just leave the how to the universe, to spirit, to whatever religious background. Let it go. Faith, right? Leave the how alone. You don't have to know how. You want to stretch your mind. All right? So I really want to throw this in here. So this person has ruled out the creative process that leads to certain growth. They keep bouncing back and forth from what they know they can do to what they think they can do. So they're going between A and B, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I did that for decades. Decades. I'm still holding my young, look. I did that for decades. I didn't know what I was doing. I really did. And most people do this, right? So here's number 2. This individual is aware that there's no inspiration in B, no true inspiration, and no growth in A, so they ruled out A and B and moved directly to C. C-type goals, what I really want, okay? And phase 3 is basically creative process, so I'll share a little bit on that. So how do I stretch my mind? Have fun and use your imagination. Use your imagination. Really listen to your heart of hearts, right? Control the flow of thought energy. You want to control it. Don't let current circumstances, what's in your bank account and everything control you. Don't let the outside control you. I know that's a different way of learning, but this is very powerful. I do it every day now. And guess what? I'm attracting money I didn't even know where it came from. I'm attracting all these great things, And guess what? I'm not the only person with this ability. Each and every one of you have this gift. You can control your thoughts. So let it flow freely and through you, right? So here's one of Bob's favorite slides. This is where you are. This is your current results. These lines represent frequencies, right? And everything is on a frequency. Everything, right? So your current results are here. And maybe your goal is way up here, your C-type goal. So you want to make, in order to go from here to here, you have to make a committed decision. Draw the line in the sand. This I will do. This I will become. This I will achieve. I'm tired of being here. I know it's time for me. Right? And with a decision, everything shifts. And these frequencies, it's interesting because think about it. We're all on, well, some of you are on cell phones. I think, Heather, you're on a cell phone. I can't tell, some others here. But every cell phone, when you call your friends or relatives or, people across the world, that's a frequency tied to that phone and tied to different numbers. So there's frequencies everywhere. There's an unlimited frequency. And there's no demarcation, so there's no separation. There's just levels between these. See, now your vibration is raising by this time, since the beginning of this presentation. I know, I feel it. So frequencies is everything, but in order to go from here to here, A to Z, you have to make a decision and leave your past self behind. First, it starts with a vision, right? And this is why 2026 is waiting for you to open that beautiful imagination, right? So let's dive in. Let's put the concept of time into perspective. All right, so you're gonna love this. I grabbed this out of my daughter's toy. Can you guys see this? Oh, what that is? Yeah? All right. Yeah, okay, so this is like, oh, I did put an image there. This is basically an hourglass. See that on the screen? Okay. So as you turn it, the sand, I need to get a bigger one so you can see it. But the sand is coming down, right? So let's represent the sand that's landing at the bottom. That's your past, right? That's your past. See how it's piling up at the bottom, right? That's your past. Okay? You can't change it. Past is the past. Especially anything negative happened in the past, let it go. It's like a heavy burden that we've been holding. Let it go. I know everyone here has had some challenging times in their past. You have to let it go. You can't change it. Focus on where you're going and what you want. Put that energy, put your thought energy into that. So, the time is so fast. So, I turn it back over, and up here is your future. The top, right? Here, let me share this instead. Up here, well, now the sand is gone. The point is, up here is your future, right? The sand that's up there at the top. There you go, you can see it now. Guess what? We don't know how much sand we have in our future. There's no way you know that. No way. Of course, you can, get a tarot card reading or psychic or whatever, but I know destinies can, if you believe in that. But the point is, we really don't know. And guess what is right? Where's my pen? Oh, I get to use my fancy pen for this. That's so funny. Guess what's right here? Right in the middle of that. Guess what that is? Put that in the chat. Let me know what you think is here. What's right here where the sand passes? Right here. Anybody know? No? There you go, Joyce. Thank you. Right now. The present is a present. It's a gift for you to choose what you do with your thoughts, what you choose to believe in, and the decisions you make. So the question is, who are you now? Who do you choose to be? Do you allow the outside world to affect your thinking? Or do you control your life? Are you creating your life or letting it create you? So this is why it's so important to be present in the moment. And I really never understood that. Bob shared that very eloquently, and it really resonated with me. To always be present and be mindful of my thoughts. And I help a lot of people with that, So that's the concept of time in a nutshell within 2 minutes. Did that help everyone? Yeah? Was that an awakening? Feel free to put that in the chat. Amuni, Kim, Heather. Was that an awakening? Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So time is very important, and it's actually our most valuable asset because we can waste it away with thoughts that do us a disservice, right? Or actions that do us. But the body is an instrument of the mind, you know, because it'll follow what the mind tells it to do, right? So we can we have vices. Maybe you watch stream TV, or I don't know, gather too much information where you just keep reading and studying, but you're not taking actions toward your goal. Lisa's shaking her head. Trust me, I know. I'm human, right? But that's good. We're being vulnerable. This is where growth happens, right? And it's not to break us down. It's to build us up, right? So, yeah, it brings to mind needing, urgency. It is urgency because every decision we make in the moment shapes our future. And I have so many quotes in this head. People form habits, and habits form futures. People form habits, and habits form futures. If we don't deliberately create good habits, we'll unconsciously create bad ones. That's Albert Ian Gray on the common denominator of success. So really think about that, you know. So I wanted to really hammer home time. And here's some homework. Where is my fancy stuff? Homework. All right? So without application of this knowledge, keyword, application, right? Application of knowledge. Nothing happens. Nothing. You'll just go back into your environment, back to your world, and nothing happens. You'll keep thinking about it, but nothing happens. And you get the same results. So this is so important, everyone. It's best to do this right after this event. Your energy is different than it was before you got on this call. I know. I know. So very easy homework. And you know what? Shift your thinking too. When we hear homework, we're like, oh, I got to do something. This is play work. Play. Have fun. Life is short. Trust me, life is so short. So have fun with this because you're creating what you want in your life. You're improving yourself. How many people stop to really improve themselves, right? So, if I can push the button. Number 1, find a quiet place without distractions and relax. Take 3 deep breaths. That usually helps. I do this a lot. If you notice, even before I present or even after, I take breaths to recenter myself. And you want to go into your imaginary mind. So let's use our imagination, right? The world of, what's it called? Pure Imagination with Willy Wonka. That song just popped in my head. Da 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 da. In the world of pure imagination. Da 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 da. Sorry, it is in my head. So, and let go of all reasons of how or why, and start writing down things that you really want in your life for next year. Oh yeah, and I'll give you my free life map too. I'll put that in the chat in a second, okay? That way, it's a supplement to what you saw today. So the 3 deep breaths help. They, calm you down. I like to play soft classical or piano music, just something to really relax me. And, some people need TV, that's different, to relax. Whatever, you can relax, and letting go of where you are and really focusing, right? Number 2, you want to reread them. So after you write them down, and remember, it doesn't matter how many goals you write down. The amount doesn't matter. It's whatever comes out, okay? It should be free-flowing. This is not an assignment. It's play, right? So reread them, and now you want to categorize them, right? So you want to categorize the goals as A-type, B-type, or C-type. So you're basically organizing your future when you do this. You're getting clarity. So A-type are what? Can somebody put that in the chat? B-type are what? And C-type are what? feel free to put that in the chat and see if y'all are still with me here. So basically, you're going to categorize the goals after you write them down, okay? And number 3, now that your goals are categorized, you want to focus on your C-type goals, okay? So pick 1 or 2 of these goals. And I highly recommend, if you've never done this before, just pick 1 C-type goal, right? Pick 1. Yeah, I got you. So, yeah. Hey, I like that, Joyce. My dogs taught me to be present. Yeah, animals are very, very special. Yeah. Rest in peace to my dog, Rose. It's been a little over a year. She used to sit in this office right on the carpet and listen to me. So, but yeah, dogs are special. They show you to be present, right? And animals, I can go on and on. There's a lot of things about animals. They detect how you feel. And what is feeling? It's vibration. And they can shift your vibration too, don't they? I know. And my dog's right here listening still in spirit. So now that your goals are categorized, you want to focus on your C-type goals. I say choose 1, right? Just choose 1 goal that you really want. And this will focus all of your energy. Never worry about the how. Most people do this. I did this. Let go of the how. See yourself in possession. This is a bonus. See yourself in possession of what it is, whatever it is that you want. And, you know, one of my clients here on the call knows the power of that. See yourself in possession of whatever it is you want. That's a bonus, okay? And lastly, I think I did a step 4. Post in my private Facebook group about how it felt. I'll give you access to that. I welcome everyone here to join my private Facebook group if you're not already. Or you can just send me a video or something of you and how it felt and your experience going there, you know, in your mind and how it felt for you. I always love to see that. And this can be text-based as well, but trust me, it's more powerful sharing a video of you expressing it. I'm just talking and saying, hey, I just got clarity and it felt so good. So, you know, that's very important. All right? And that's it, I believe. I want to thank you for attending, but this is not the end, right? Babies do, yes, babies do too. You're right. I love it. This is not the end. I know some of you would like to learn more of how you can shift things further, right? This has been less than an hour, just a tip of the iceberg on, you know, setting the right type of goals and gaining some type of direction. So there's 3 steps to take. When? The present is the present. Right now. Not tomorrow. not in the new year. Right now. Number 1, get out your cell phone. Get out your cell phone. Number 2, go to your messages. Go to your text messages or your messages and just add my number. This is my number right there on the screen. All right, that's my cell. If you're already on a cell, I guess you can screenshot this, I guess, or just write it down in your notes. I know you've been taking notes. There's my number. Actually, where's my phone? Oh. And text me right now that you would like a free call with me to just meet and just learn more and see if what I can do, what I do, would be helpful towards your true goals in your life and the next year and beyond. All right? So that is my number there. And I'm getting a couple text messages. Awesome. Awesome. Make sure you follow through with this action. Trust me, the limiting self would try to hold you back. Your paradigm would try to hold you back. You want to stay comfortable, but I know you're all here because you desire more out of life. And this is exactly what I want for everyone. Never let your limiting self hold you back. So guess what? That's the schedule call with me. I'll give you my call link as well. That's a lot quicker sometimes. So I'll share my call link as well. So there's a couple things I'm giving you. The free map, life map, my call link, and there was something else I wanted to give you. Oh, access to the private Facebook group. So guess what? Now it's time for Q&A. So I wanted to open it up for any questions that you may have, and we can have an open dialogue. I have a little bit of time here. And, you know, for one, before we open it up, again, just congratulate yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back and say, hey, I registered, I showed up, I made time for myself today outside of my environment and really got, you know, some focus and clarity towards where I'm going in my life. Because if without a goal, we're lost. It's like a GPS system, right? If you're not setting a destination, you don't know where you're going. You go out your driveway, you're gonna go left and keep going left and go right, and you're driving in circles. And that's your life. That's why I call it the life map, because now you're getting a destination where you're going. So again, my name is Jamel Matias, certified mindset success coach / business consultant, and I'm here to help. So hopefully you enjoyed that and got some takeaways. And speaking of takeaways, I'm actually going to open it up to one of my clients that is here on the call. And he had his camera on. Hopefully he hears me now that he's available. Mario, would you mind coming on camera and sharing just a little bit? If you're available, if you can hear me, Mario. While he's getting ready, anybody have any questions or any takeaways you want to express? I'm here. I got some time. I don't mind talking to you. Any questions on what I shared or something that kind of woke you up or got you excited? Any exercises that were kind of speaking to you? And feel free to put that in the chat too. Lisa, anything?
Not yet, but I'll have something at like 3 o'clock in the morning randomly. I'm not going to text you then, but I will have a question randomly at like 3 in the morning.
Oh, thank you. I will be asleep. But yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that, Lisa. The mind never stops working, by the way. You know, subconscious continues to work while you're asleep. So that's probably why you get ideas when you're sleeping, you know. It's a creative state as well. I need to get my stick figure. It's in the dining room. But yeah, any thoughts about what I shared about mindset? Katricia, you're big on mindset. Yeah, feel free.
So I had a question. Like, you shared a lot of information just as you were talking and giving us examples and just sharing different things. What book was most impactful for you in changing your paradigm or resource?
Yeah, great question. I think it was my self-image. That's been my most impactful. Because I didn't realize I had so many limiting beliefs about how I saw myself. I was a quiet person, you know, and I grew up a little shorter than my peers, and I had like an inferior limiting beliefs. Not only physically, but I guess that tied into, you know, I had like a low income upbringing, you know, and all that limited who I was. So you had the short thing going on, not knowing enough, and the money thing. So all these beliefs, I thought they were me. So I had to do some self-play, right? Not self-work, because we have this negative connotation of work, and just override those beliefs. And it was through something called, I'll share it here on the call, it's called constant spaced repetition. And with that, I was able to overwrite and create, you know, who I am now. And the success I attracted, money, and, you know, all of it is part of the higher version of myself. And guess what I did? I kept doing things that made me uncomfortable over and over. I had to. You know, I was afraid to get on camera. I remember those days. Like, does it look like I'm afraid? Exactly. So this version you see now was not around, you know. So I really had to do things outside my comfort zone. I got on camera every day. I just, you know, live stream and stuff, and just kind of showed up. And it was very uncomfortable. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. You know, I just kept doing it. And then I started gaining the insight that I needed. I was being guided. and I got stronger, and I got really good at it. And I know we're unlimited beings, so we're able to get better and better at anything we put our minds to. And you're experiencing it today. Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me share a couple things before I forget. Here is your life map. And I know a few of you have some other questions. As you're thinking about that, let me find it. There is so much up here. So this life map, use this today. Where is it? Oh, okay, my life map goal. There we go. Here it is in the chat. You can save that and download that. And here is my call link. Set up a call with me if this really resonated with you and you see some value. Because I really want all of you to win, right? Let's stop letting our quiet self. I just shared my quiet self, right? I said no longer am I going to let this version of me exist. I said I was so tired of it. And I knew the higher version of me basically achieves the things that I desired. So, where is it? And let me know if you have any trouble downloading that. It's in the chat there. That's the life map. And let's refresh that. Anybody else had any questions? Or any takeaways? I know I shared a lot. And don't be shy. You know, there's no wrong. Oh, you're welcome, Lisa. And use that. Don't let it just pile up, right? Here is the call link. You know, you can bookmark that link or save that link to schedule a call with me. Always love meeting new people and talking about this, and most importantly, giving you direction, you know, where you're going. Because like I said, the present is very powerful. There's something else. Oh, access to the private Facebook group. So let me give you that link. It's Living My Abundant Life Every Day with Certified Coach Jamel. So let me share you that link. Copy. And here that is in the chat as well. And remember, the exercise is to share either your takeaway in that group or just share it with me. So there that is, okay? That's in the chat as well. You can join that group and I'll accept you since you were on today's call. And there was a fourth thing. Anyway, that's 4, right? 1, 2, no, it's 3. Anyway, got your life map, group, and a way to reach me. And there's something else I wanted to share with you. Oh well, it'll come back to me. Let's see. I don't know. I think there's 3. So, Joyce, any takeaways or anything you received? Let me click the button there.
I think I just learned a lot more today. And I think some of it was stuff that I probably knew, but wasn't practicing.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? Bob always taught us, and myself, he said, repetition is the key to learning. And it's interesting because you don't want to keep reading the same book, right? Or keep watching the same movie. But he said something so powerful. He said, when you read the same book again, or the same chapter, right? It's not that you're seeing something new that wasn't there before. You're seeing something in yourself that you didn't see before. And it blew my mind. I was like, wow. And Mario is one of my clients. I think he's busy right now. But we study the same material, consistently. And the power in that, you needed to hear certain things again, right, today, to reshape your thinking and really help you with your focus, right? So important, and to be open to it. Sometimes we don't. I know that. I don't need to hear that. I know it. Guess where that comes from? The paradigm, the limiting self, right? And we're the only problem and the only solution. Will always be. It is so powerful when you think about it. And here's me. I'm like, I mean, I have a wealth of knowledge, and oh, here's my paradigm. Zip it. I'm open. I'm open to growing. I know there's something there for me. Right? And you have to open up to what spirit or whatever religious background, what it's giving you, because you're always being guided. You always are. Katricia says, because we're different as we grow and evolve. That second reading is on new. Yes, we're different beings every day. We actually change in every moment, but we'll keep it every day. You wake up, you're a different person. Even on a molecular level, on a physical level. Our cells, we shed skin cells, We can go so deep with this, but we're a whole new person. And guess what renews you? It's your spirit. We're a 3-part being. And this is so funny. Bob said, I was talking to my wife, and then she gets over too much of this, right? Because I love talking about it. So I said, one of the most profound questions you can ask is, who am I? Right? Who am I? And I said, and when Bob said this story, he said, if you were told your name one time in your life, you think you'll remember it? If I said Katricia one time, you think you remember who you are? Really think about that, right? So he said, I'm not my name. And he's like, well, this is my body. This is my hand. This is my face, my head. He said, well, that's not me. I'm not my body. I'm not my name. So what am I? And it really resonated with me. And he said, you're more than what you believe yourself to be. So he said, being that we're a 3-part being, we are spirit. We are a spiritual being. And, this is debatable. We have an intellect, and we live in a physical body. So that was an awakening for me to kind of really understand who I am and why. And we desire things. Goals are meant for us to grow, to become a higher version of ourselves. They're meant for us to be more, do more, and have more. So reason why we want it, we're desiring for our spirit to become. So this is why it's so cool to have goals and understand it at a higher awareness. It's not just the getting of it. It's who we become in the process. That is the true gift. And tying that into the 3-part being, I really understand it now. And I was so blown away. I was like, okay, I'm not my hand, I'm not my name. So who am I? Oh, that's what I am. And that's why I desire it. So it kind of tied things together, just speaking on that. I don't know how I got on that topic, but, somebody shared something. And, it kind of just flows that way. But yeah, it says, I already read that. So yeah, any other, let me get my stick figure and to share one more thing. Lisa, you know a lot about that. You want to share a little bit about what those things are at the top on the conscious mind? You want to?
Well, I was going to say these are the senses: the touch, taste, smell, hear, feel.
I'll be right back.
I actually had a question. If you have a moment.
Yeah.
I want to be respectful of everybody's time, but a question did
pop
into my mind. So, although I do know all about this, and I've been studying this, I was curious to see what you would have to say about like a situation where maybe like logically we can say, okay, this is a paradigm. Like I understand that this came from messaging from my childhood, blah blah blah. But you just like there's something that's hidden there still that's stuck and you can't quite get